Hey, Sarasota Tim, do you hear that? That's the sound of 2,500 haters and 2,500 of your subscribers laughing at you, sir. Once again, you showed what a complete and utter fool you are with your money. You just did a series of videos about your teeth where you basically admitted you're broke. Let's go through it. And yes, I have the receipts. Sarasota Tim is fond of saying that he has plenty of money, no debt, and has all his money tied up in cash.
I have no debt, and all my money's tied up in cash.
Tim has also boasted that he's in perfect health. And he never had health insurance because he didn't want to pay for it.
Because I've worked for myself most of my life, and I never, ever had health insurance. Nope, never had it. Didn't want to pay for it. And it was going to be like $350 a month, for a single person. One of the hardest things for me to do is to go to a doctor. I literally got to be almost dead. I can't stand it. I won't spend the money. I'm too cheap. I don't care what my health is. I know it sounds stupid, but really, I don't want to spend the money.
So Tim never spent money on his health and instead squandered it on non-essentials like guns and a second vehicle. It's hard to know if Tim has been using his own money or Tammy's because he talks out of both sides of his mouth. Here he is buying the Honda, saying he's not wealthy.
I took care of financing. I'm not a rich person, so I had to make those monthly payments.
But a few months later, he said he could have paid for the car in cash, but wanted the low financing, but then changed his mind and somehow had the money to pay off the car anyway. Well, which is it?
I wanted to buy the car outright. When I got down there, they told me that they had only 1.9% interest and that it would be really smarter to finance it 6 months, a year, the whole term, whatever. That's like free money. So I took a loan. I got home and changed my mind. I changed my mind about a week later. I was talking to my good friend, Fred. And then after I talked to Fred and I came out of the ether, and within the first week, I called up Honda Finance Company. I said, what's the payoff? I don't want this loan. And they gave me the information and I had my bank send them the money.
A few months ago, Tim admitted that he knew he needed $10,000 worth of dental work, but he didn't want to pay to get the work done.
I got quoted $10,000 from a dentist about a year ago, wanting to do all these different things. I've had 3, 4, maybe even 5 teeth, at least 3 or 4, that have chipped.
He did try to cheap out and go to a dental school, but that didn't work out for him either.
I went to the dentist. To save money, I went to a college. Don't ever do it, by the way, because it takes forever to do a simple thing.
And then a couple of months ago, Tim talks about all the credit cards he has. He got them because of the 0% interest.
For a long time, I started collecting credit cards because I was getting these offers in the mail. 17 months, 24 months, 1 year, 18 months, 0 interest, 0 balance transfer, and get it. And I thought, okay, I'll get it. So I don't know. I got this many. I tell you, I don't even carry them.
Why would a guy with all that cash need all those credit cards? Tim knew he had serious dental issues, but didn't want to pay to address them. And now Tim's chickens have come home to roost. His teeth are hurting, and it's going to cost him. And he doesn't know how he's going to pay for it.
So they got this thing called Care Credit, where you can borrow money. And I don't have any interest free right now on my credit card. So that presents a problem when the first payment's due. So I got 2 options. I can either look for a credit card that has free interest for a year and a half or so, and $3,000, that's a pretty strong payment every month to pay it off. I don't know what to do. It's really a bummer, man. Why do they charge so much? $500 a tooth, $750, $1,000 all in. And they got the audacity to charge what they do.
It doesn't seem like Tammy is going to bail him out this time. Tim's Buy Me a Coffee grift for April has only raised $55, so his subscribers aren't going to help him out either. Now Tim has to borrow money, getting his teeth fixed on credit. And here Tim basically admits that his YouTube revenue isn't lucrative enough anymore to pay a $3,000 bill from the dentist. He said it will take him a year.
And then with the Care Credit, with no interest for 6 months or a year, somehow or another something happens and I have a good YouTube month, maybe a viral video or something, I can pay it off in the next year.
What happened to all that cash, Tim? What happened to all those credit cards you bragged about? You said you didn't have any credit cards left with 0% interest. That must mean you're back in debt because of your reckless spending. Now you need the care card to pay for your teeth.
I might have to move something. I might have to sell the camper and, pitch a tent out here.
Tim, let me give you a little reality check. We all know you love to cosplay as a middle-class person with your cheap Walmart shirts and fake Rolex watches, but you don't know the first thing about middle-class values. The rest of us carried health insurance for us and our children. It was worth the cost for the regular exams so that any problems could be caught early when they were cheaper to fix.
I'm a bad boy for not going and getting teeth cleanings for so long in between, and that won't happen again. I'll be doing routine dental cleanings for the rest of my life because I'm not going to spend this kind of money for these crowns and then have more teeth. Just, it's such a bummer. I hate to even talk about it because of the expense.
The rest of us also saved our money. We didn't waste it on non-essentials, especially with a history of health and dental problems. We also have emergency funds. If we get a dental bill, it hurts, but we just pay it. We don't need to borrow money from a credit card company like you. You might try to look middle class, but you really never left the trailer park, did you?
I mean, come on. Who can pay it? I've already borrowed from that care credit, and, it's just nuts.
You squandered all your EIDL and YouTube money, and you're helping Tammy burn through Dwayne's inheritance. Now you have a $3,000 bill you cannot pay. Your YouTube money and Social Security are no longer enough to fund your wasteful and deceitful lifestyle. And apparently you have enough money charged to credit cards that they aren't an option either. So your solution is to take out a new line of credit. Tim, you don't know the first thing about how to live a healthy and productive life, and you have the audacity to tell the rest of us how to live? That's why we're laughing at you right now, Sarasota Tim. You just proved again to the internet why your Social Security at 62 advice is garbage. It doesn't even work for you. One thing you ain't got is any money. You exposed yourself again with your videos. Apparently you're broke. What are you going to do, Tim, when you have a real emergency? What happens when your trailer breaks down and needs major repairs? How are you going to pay for that? Is Tammy going to bail you out, or will you have to apply for yet another credit card? I guess you're finding out now what your critics have been telling you for 2 years about your Social Security advice. What happens when your health deteriorates? What happens if your side hustle, in your case YouTube, isn't enough to financially support you anymore? What happens when inflation rises? I guess your audience is about to find out in real time through your channel. So get your ignorant ass back to that low-rent trailer park and make some more pointless videos so we can watch you fail. The haters and I need another laugh at your expense, and a reminder that no matter how bad our lives get, they will never be as bad as Sarasota Tim's.
I have some really good self-esteem about the cleaning I got done yesterday, the deep scaling cleaning on my bottom teeth.